the same old game. J. Steven Weatherall, hard on every chord, sings the pains away. Music is his sword.
Hoolin' Molly's rage, text and fire. Floofy dog Lucy, never tire. Cooking storms, baker's flame. Giant Bunz in the game. Iron pumping, strength reveal. Pro wrestling, break and kneel. Hoolin' Molly's fury, bunnies hop. Waffle pound laughs, Lucy flops. Red hair demon, chaos spread. Floofy Lucy's joy never rests. Cooking madness, ovens roar. Workouts burn, muscles soar. Lucy leaps, fur of might, baking wrath. Cookie fight, pro wrestling power play. Metal storms night and day. Waffle pounds laughter, Steven screams loud. Red hair flares never bowed. Floofy Lucy flops, spirits lift. Cooking heat, strength and get. Excess fury, bunnies dash. Wrestling chaos, bodies crash. Metallica's riffs, AJ Punk cry. Hoolin' Molly's fire, reach the sky.
a funky party, just you and me. Under the stars, they share a little bite. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share. Hey, Funky Bones, don't you bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah, Kira's got the apples open wide. Coming close, just a nibble, don't be afraid. No afraid. Look at them dogs, Funky Bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah, Kira's got the apples. Funky Bones, Funky Bones. Oh yeah, it's a funky party, just you and me. Hey, hey, Under the stars, they share a little bite. Yeah, Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. Funky kind of magic only they can share. Funky Bones, Funky Bones, don't you hide. Kira's got the apples open wide. Share a moment in the cool night air. Funky kind of magic only they can share.
Little gray munching on the hay, chewing, skipping, never stays. Backyard wild, gotta play, jumping, running every day. Grass is green under the sky, little gray lets it all fly. Muddy paws, he don't care why, wings of earth, he is so high. Freedom in his furry flight, sun and moon his only guide. No more walls, no cage inside, little gray so wild inside. Horse and grind, he's on the move, no one's rules, he's got his groove. Nature's beat, he feels the soothe, little gray always to prove. Under stars, under dreams, world ain't small, so it seems. Little gray's got big schemes, life rolls on in flowing streams. Hay for breakfast, sun for noon, stars and moonlight come so soon. Little gray under night's tune, backyard life's a wild cartoon.
scrappy rabbit on a naughty spree. Bananas from Capits in Korea, quick to flee. Teasing sisters jumping wild and free. Leapfrogging over Posh spice, too stealthy for me. Cookie bags crumble, teeny hears the call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Tiny eyes glinting, always on the prowl. Moving through the shadows, stealthy as an owl. Captain Stash pilfered, making her scowl. Teeny's got agility, swift as a howl. Cookie bags crumble, Teeny hears the call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Few tons of playgrounds, Teeny roams at night. Feasting on treasures hidden out of sight. Teasing Posh spice, leaving her in plight. Adventures in the moonlight, bunny delight. Captain's fast, but Teeny never slow. Running through hay mangers, nimbly on tiptoe. Heartbeats wild and on the show. Teeny's grand adventure, give her a toy. Cookie bags crumble, Teeny hears the call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Few tons of playgrounds, Teeny roams at night. Feasting on treasures hidden out of sight. Teasing Posh spice, leaving her in plight. Adventures in the moonlight, bunny delight. Captain's fast, but Teeny never slow. Running through hay mangers, nimbly on tiptoe. Heartbeats wild and on the show. Teeny's grand adventure, give her a toy. Give her a toy. Teeny's grand adventure, loving it all.
Dusty the rabbit, all covered in hay, building her nest like it's time to play. Big floppy ears and a mischievous twitch. In the yard, she's always digging a ditch. She sneaks through with a hop and a skip, eyes wide open, just looking for a trip. Suspicious, she is not denying that fact. Playful trickster, always up to some act. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She cuddles in the sun just for a snooze, dreaming about the way she can build a nest. Her fluffy tail wiggles when she's on the go. Naughty little Dusty, always stealing the show. She's a Flemish giant with a heart so bold. Every story about her just has to be told. Dusty the rabbit, always in the know, running in circles with a gleeful glow. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, giant with a heart so bold. Every story about her just has to be told. Dusty the rabbit, always in the know, running in circles with a gleeful glow. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She cuddles in the sun just for a snooze, dreaming about the ways she can build a nest. Her fluffy tail wiggles when she's on the go. Naughty little Dusty, always stealing the show.
Donkey the rabbit munching cookies all night. Sugar rush blazing a crazy delight. Nibbling faces in a frenzied haze. Friends confused in his cookie craze. He hops through chaos in the midnight dark. Cookies in his paws leaving a sweet mark. Face is bitten with a playful bite. Donkey's world, a funny sight. Donkey the rabbit, sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, crunching all remains. Cookies crumble, falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Chasing shadows under the moon's bright glare. Cookies his obsession like he don't care. Friends watch in shock as he takes a bite. Donkey's love for cookies just feels right. He grins, mischievous eyes so wild. The chaos around him driving friends mild. Cookies drop, crumbs scatter in the bush. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Bite mark stories on furry cheeks. Donkey the rabbit at his cookie peak. Friends band together, a loving chase. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Ankle face, nibble pace. Donkey the rabbit, with sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, nibble on your face. Cookies come, big brother falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Plans ignore. Donkey want more, can't ignore.
Donkey
monster. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops. Eat the cookie. He's a cookie cat. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie monster. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating. 'Cause he's a cookie cat. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie monster. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating. 'Cause he's a cookie cat. 1, 2, 3, 4.
In a kingdom far away, there's a princess named Kira, with beautiful brown locks and eyes that sparkle. Every day at twilight, she dances through the meadow with bunnies by her side as the sun starts to retire. One bunny turned to two, and two turned to a dozen. But Captain Kira's heart's forever filled with love. Her kingdom now enchanted, a ballet of soft footsteps, magical melodies carried on wings of a dove. Ballerina princess, her bunnies by your side, a twirl and a pirouette as dreams come alive. Captain Kira dances, her heart so full of bliss, in a world enchanted where love will always persist.
You know what? You guys need to go into the stream room. You do. And you do too. Give everyone a beautiful. Here you go. Mm. This tray, oh boy. Come on, girls. You're getting the biggest tray. You are getting the biggest tray of all in the teddy bear blankie. Oh boy. There we go. Yeah, donkey, your food's coming. Yes, don't you worry. There he goes. Don't you worry. I'm just spilling my drink everywhere. There. Woody Woodland Loop. Funny that you would show up. Did you know I just ordered all kinds of loops? Did you know Woody Woodland Loops, they have giant I can't even believe I found this. They have giant loops. One that has flowers on it, one that has herbs of some sort. I have a third one, I have no idea, maybe a mix of both, but guys, you know how we have giant buns? And we always have these, like, little tiny woodland loops that we feed them? Guess what? There's giant loops. There's giant loops for giant buns. They totally need to Small Pet Select needs giant buns as a marketing client because what could be cuter than giant buns, giant loops? You have giant buns, you need giant loops, right? Or as we would call them, giant cookies. Cookies. How is everyone now awaiting the presence of the glorious Captain Kira? Hallelujah. I feel like when you say glorious, I just feel like going, hallelujah. Queen Buns, thank you, my darling. Sunday Bun Day. I was trying to go for my mom always used to sing, but never, never on a Sunday, a Sunday, a Sunday, because that's the day of wait, that's the day of love, or I don't know, something like that. And so I was thinking, well, always, always on a Sunday, a Sunday, a Sunday, because that's the day of buns. But YouTube would not, believe it or not, let me make a title that long, but never, never on a Sunday, a Sunday, a Sunday, because that's the day of buns. And I was upset because I did type in that entire thing, and then it was like, your title is too long, lady. It's like, Chiquita, it'll be too long. Senor Loopy Loop in the house. But Mr. Woody Woodland Loops, there's giant loops out there. Captain is late. I know. You know, the thing is, yes, I put the music at a certain point that I thought would be the exact amount of time, and it was over. And so I was listening to the music while I was in here cleaning. And I thought, well, as soon as I heard, uh, the Captain Kira song, I went downstairs to, switch over to the live audio or video and audio. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's 5 after 8." So I didn't really intend to start that late. But you guys, I have had a crazy day. Nothing nothing worked out the way all my plans were like totally my church plans, those fell apart and I ended up going to a different church and I missed my church I was supposed to go to and okay. I mean, I'm just going to say here and now that the other church I ended up going to is a very big church, more of a mega church, and they spent a lot of time asking for money, and I missed my other church I was supposed to be at. So anyway, I was upset about that. And the other church service was later in the day, which I also didn't like. And then The concert I was supposed to go to with my friend, he never got back to me, so I watched the concert online, and I missed seeing all of my friends who were there waiting for me, thinking I was gonna be there. So I had kind of a weird day, and I was also really tired. I haven't not gotten enough sleep this weekend, and I fell asleep on the futon until like 2 in the morning last night, and then I got up and stayed up till 3 because I had to do a bunch of stuff to get ready for bed and kitchen, and I don't know. Captain Kira has had a weird day. It hasn't been terrible, but I don't know. People not only was a weird day for me, but just my people in my life that I was supposed to do with were also very weird today, and I just couldn't get anything to work. Having said that, the bunnies have been adorable. Like, the bunnies are always great. Wheeze, wheeze, banana, Mr. Wheeze, banana, banana, Mr. Wheeze, banana, banana, Mr. Wheeze, banana, frittata, pina colada, Mr. Wheeze, banana, I love banana splits. I have been prioritizing sleep. I noticed it is harder to fall. Oh, I know. I did that for like 2 days, Mr. Woody Woodland Loops. I prioritized my sleep and I was like, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to sleep at this time. I don't care what's going on. And I'm not going to get up at the crack of dawn unless. So, yeah, Mr. Woody Woodland Loops, prioritizing sleep. I actually am finding I need to do that because today I would think part of the reason I felt kind of miserable and frustrated is, well, I mean, a lot of stuff didn't work out, which was beyond my control. Didn't matter if I was sleepy or not, but you know what I mean? I was just like cranky sleepy, like just, oh, and it doesn't like nothing feels good if you're like just miserably tired. And I don't know. The church that was like asking and demanding all their patrons for all this money, and they weren't small amounts of money either that they were asking for. They were large amounts for certain items that they wanted to purchase. I was just like, I have no patience for this. This is not why I go to church, you know? Um, Sleep is really, really important. I know. I know. And you guys, I was thinking to myself, I was tired yesterday. I was doing all kinds of physical labor stuff, and I've been doing that stuff for, to try to beat the weather changing, all kinds of outdoor stuff. But then today I was like, well, I'm gonna really, like you said, Woody Woodland Loops, I'm gonna prioritize sleep. Well, I don't know what the heck happened, but that whole plan fell apart. And here I am tired again. Keeks Majeeks to K Dog. Kristen, how was the rest of the dance last night, girl? Money is the root of all. I know, it was just yucky, Mr. Woody Woodland Loops. It was like, and I've been to this church before 2 other times. So now 2 out of the 3 times I have been to this church, 2 times were almost the entire service plugging stuff they wanted to buy and which price point could each person afford to pay. And here's all these different ways to pay. And we have a, payment kiosk in the lobby. And it's like, uh, wait a minute. Now, the one service I went to that wasn't about um, getting all this money was an interesting service and I enjoyed. So, but 2 out of 3 services at this church have been major bitches, like the entire making the service run over its normal length to, and okay, and there were some interesting stories that were told by some people that were guests at the church today. Okay, I wasn't entirely comfortable with some of the choices that these people made. Long story short, I just when the focus of a church service that you go to once a week and you are hoping for a good message. And you guys, once again, disclaimer, this was not these were not, I have two normal churches that I go to, one on Wednesdays, one on Sundays. This has nothing to do with my churches that I normally go to. Nothing at all. So if any of my friends from either of those churches are watching, I think you probably 100% know that I'm not talking about these churches because, first of all, this church that I went to today has a jumbotron and then two side jumbotrons. It's that kind of a church. There's people who are like flagging you where to park, and there's all kinds of, it's just a whole rigmarole. It's like going to like a big concert or something. Just not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Having said that, there was a person at this church that has been a friend for years. He is the reason I know about this church, and I mainly go to see her when I do go to this church. She is lovely, 100%. And she was asking my opinion of the church, and I was like, "Oh, very, very nice." And then I told her what I liked about the other two churches that I went to, and I said, "You might enjoy those churches." Just subtle, trying to be subtle. Right, Kristen Cheyenne Star Triple R, the dance was fine. I'm really happy to hear that. Yes, because I mean, you could have described that you were kicking and punching people, and it could have been worse. Major red flags, stay away from those. I know, right? I know. Um, the punk metal band Suicidal Tendencies wrote a song about that sort of thing. Churches asking about, oh yes, money, evangelism called Send Me Your Money. Ooh, did they really? I wonder, I probably know that because Suicidal Tendencies is definitely on my radar. I think I have listened quite a bit. Really own maybe just one of their albums. I'm trying to think. I have a lot of my brother's CDs, and if you're watching, brother of Kira, if you want those CDs back, you're welcome to them. But I love listening to them. But I would like for you to listen to them too if you want them back. Colby V, for me, it's Kingpin Donkey. Kingpin Donkey in the chat. Oh yeah, Colby, I remember you. Mr. Kingpin Donkey. The Kingpin Donkey Colby V in the chat. Crystal with a K. Crystal with the K, special K. Crystal, special K. I love Crystal all the night and day, 'cause she's Crystal with the K. Olay. Donkey, please save me. I think there's a song in there somewhere. Donkey, please save me. Donkey, please save me. Rip off a face. Donkey, please save me. Um, this this guy's out of place. Donkey, please save me. I need you to charge. Rip off the face of this person who's large. I don't know. That's probably not what you were going for. um, Crystal, how are you? Colby, how are you? Wes, how is everyone? But I can't believe the dance was fine. I'm glad. AJ Punk says school dances were boring to me. Me as well, for the most part. There was finally the very last dance that we ever had, the senior dance, where no one took a date, where we all just showed up at a hotel. It was El Cheapo. It didn't, I think it cost like $5. It may have actually been free. It may have been like sponsored by like some parents group or something. I don't know. But I just remember that there was like not really any money involved. of, because that was part of the problem with me in prom. I was like, I'm not paying 85 or whatever. I mean, I think prom probably was over $100 a ticket to go at a certain point, and I was like, forget that. Between the dress, getting your hair done, the shoes, the dress, the price of all, you know what I mean? It's like, no, no, forget that. Sorry, but Kristen Shine Star, you should go to all your dances if you want to, because it'll be cute. And I want pictures. I have to have all the pictures of Kristen in her dresses, in her pretty dresses. Choppy! Hey, Jabba is a little grizzly bear cub. Did you know? She's masquerading. She's wearing fake bunny ears. She's actually a grizzly bear cub. Yes, she is. Delph's just her adopted mother. She was dropped off by a very tired grizzly bear mom that just had too many cubs, and she was like, "Can you guys, like, here's some fake ears, and just hopefully she won't eat all the other rabbits." She looks like she has, though. She looks like she's got a bunch of other bunnies in there. Oh, did I say that? Did I say that, Chubba? Hmm. Super Donk to the rescue. Oh, Super Donk. Oh, he would make such a cute cartoon character superhero. Hey, Colby Cheese. Colby Cheese. I didn't even see that till now. Kingpin Donkey, Colby Cheese. He's a man that's hard to please. Um, when you see him, you fall on your knees. He is Kingpin Colby Cheese. Oh yeah. All bow down to Colby Cheese. He's the Kingpin Donkey, if you please. It is getting darker. Donkey is a superhero. Imagine him in a cape with a cookie on it. A cookie cape. A great cookie caper with a cookie cape on. Historian. We welcome our beloved giant Bunz historian. He's just reached his car and driven in from Lothlorien while driving on in his DeLorean. And he's dressed, of course, as the Mandalorian. And he's singing along to Chance Gregorian while he's playing on his accordion. Mr. Prestorian. And when he gets on home to his girlfriend, who happens to be Salvatorian, she will make a traditional dish, a fire roasted samori. And after giant buns, we'll all be with them a snoring. Oh yeah. Hey guys, we have 13 people in the chat. The Colby Jack cheese. Oh yeah, we got Colby Jack cheese. Um, in the chat, he is hasn't been here in a while, but he is also known as Kingpin Donkey. Colby Jack cheese Kingpin Donkey. Donkey is all muscle under that fluff. Yeah, true. You know what? He feels like a swan or like goose down. He is the softest plushy puppy bunny. But yeah. Um So yeah, Kristen Cheyenne Star, how is the rest of your day gone after you had your big dance last night? Teeny banned me from her Discord. Oh, yeah, you and me both. Woody, don't worry about Teeny. She has beef, or in her case, she has tail with everyone, you know? I mean, here, look at this. As soon as I put the camera up to her, she's like, I'm out of here. Teeny. Yeah, She's really loyal to no one except for herself and cookies. If you say, "Teeny, if I got out the cookie," "No, you are not moving the entire enclosure again, Teeny." Yeah, we all remember the day that you let all of the girls' side out while the boys' side was out at the same time. How did that end? Hmm? That didn't Oh, you know what? That actually ended really badly. Not for the girls' side. Jabba went in and bit Dusty's ear. I can't believe Jabba went into the boys' side. The only girl from the girls' side goes into the boys' side. They're all in there, and she just starts biting Dusty. That that took some buttons. Teeny is very salty. I think, Kristen, you think you're stupid? Hmm. Donkey is built like a puffball mushroom. Oh my gosh. You didn't go to prom either time, AJ Punk. You graduated high school in 2011 and still don't regret it. Probably would have regretted. I did go once my junior year, and it was like I was asked by this boy, so like he paid for it, I think. I don't even know. Maybe we both paid for it, but my parents at the time were like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, you're going to prom." But and so they did. They bought me the dress and shoes. Yes, I don't know. And I got my hair done. They took me to get my hair done. I mean, this was like stuff we didn't normally do. Um, and it was boring. And I was like, this is so overrated. I'm like, why do people get excited about prom? I don't even know. I mean, if you have like some big longtime boyfriend in high school and I guess you want cute pictures, but I mean, is there any relationship worth having in high school when you're like these little baby teenagers? I don't know. It seemed ridiculous to me then, and I think, you know, still kind of is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a crush on someone in high school, but I just don't feel like teenagers are, like, ready for these big, serious relationships, you know? Plus, I mean, you're just, like, getting your education, you're doing all these activities, and you've got your family, you're living with your family, and you've got that going on, like, I don't know, I feel like teenagers have enough to focus on. And then, like, nowadays, it's all, like, social media and I don't know, live streaming with bunny rabbits. Hey Wheeze, hey AJ, hey Huel, hey Crystal with a K. Donkey felt like this Stay Puft Marshmallow from Ghostbusters. Oh, yes. Oh, he's a Stay Poof. He's Mr. Stay Poof. Do you hear all this, donkers? You gonna share it with other donkey? I'm gonna have the kale with other donkey. Oh, now you wanna hide? Okay. Yes, he's very shy. Being very shy lately. You think you Oh my gosh, Kristen, I thought everything was, like, chill with you. You're like, "Yeah, the dance was fine." You're like, "Everything is fine, the dance was fine." Now you're like, "I think I almost died today." Okay, is your heart rate fast? What is going on? Did you take the ACT yet? Oh, AJ wants to know, Kristen, have you taken any of those tests? Um, Kristen, I'm sure. Wait, are you a freshman, Kristen? Or are you a no, you're probably a sophomore? I can't remember, frankly. Donkey built like a water tower. Oh, dunkers. Ulin mole. Ulin mole. Yeah, Kristen, you might want to elaborate on the statement of that you almost died today. A little bit. A little more information on that. Oh, wait, I knew I missed something in the chat. Hewlin Malls High School had this thing called a backwards dance where the girls asked the boys to the dance. So they're like, oh, yeah. We called that dance turnabout. Turnabout. That sounds so old fashioned. Turnabout dance. I did not want to go to that dance either. I'm not anti dance for you, Kristen. So don't let me influence you with that. I don't want to ruin your good time. I had a drink. A nice drink around here somewhere. Wait, but it's over there. Okay. I was gonna go over there anyway. Hi, babies. Oh, there's Mr. Gwynnie Pants. Wow. Something is weird with the enclosure. Think hmm. Well, it's the girls' side. The girls have like pushed their enclosure over. I think the boys have less room now. That's not fair. It's not fair. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost sat on Dusty. I'm sorry, Dusty. Trying to find room. I'm trying to find a little spot to sit. So what did people do today? Tell me about what's going on in everyone's lives today. I want to hear. Wait, what? Um, Woody Woodland Loops. I was thinking about building a new musical instrument. Really? Okay, I love the sound of that. Get it? I love the sound of that. You are a sophomore. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense with your age. I see. Oh, did you come over and sit with me? Come here, buddy. Come here, Papa Rabbit. Okay. Um, yes, the Sadie Hawkins dance. Your school never had it. I remember. I think it was my summer camp. Why would my summer camp do this? Had a Sadie Hawkins day and something about, yeah, the girls against the boys or the girls. I don't know. There's something about Sadie Hawkins day at my camp. Maybe then there was a dance at the end of the day and you asked a boy to the dance. I do not remember. Camp did a lot of fun stuff. You got to take your walks earlier. Yeah. Got to get back into my running routine. Okay, Woody Woodland Loops. I need to get back into my good sleep, prioritizing sleep. Is that how you put it? Yes, that is what I need to do. And then also, I need to get back into my running routine. I've been running once last week. And then the next day I was exhausted. But part of that is that I don't get enough sleep. I know that that's part of it. Wait, I just hid someone's message. Oh my gosh. Guys, that was just I think I hurt my knees going to The dance. I did not. No, no, no. Woodland Loops was hidden by giant buns. No. How do I undo that? Oh my gosh. Wait. Woody Woodland Loop. Unhide user. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. You're back. Unhidden. Oh, that was just a. That was idiocy by Captain Kira. Pay no attention to the. I am not trying to moderate this chat. I was just trying to move my phone. Sorry, Woody Woodland Loops. Um, Terrible, terrible. I got banned. I mean, like, wait a minute. It's oh, your mod, but wait, what? Your mod was taken up. Okay, I am I am okay. Camera, you stay there on Sluggo for a second. I am horrified. Okay. I am gonna cry. I am gonna cry. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I didn't make any of you people who are mods already. I didn't even do that. I didn't even know how to do that because the Giant Fun's producer handled all that before. Now I know. So you know what? Woody Woodland Loops. I almost cried. I almost cried tears over that happening. But you know what? Every cloud has its silver lining. Look for the silver moderator. When you accidentally take the mod away from Woody Woodland Loops, you know that somewhere the giant buns are smiling because now Captain Kira actually knows how to make someone a mod, and she never did before because she's lazy bones. We so back. And you got my back because you're a mod and you're not a hack. And if you were here, I'd make you a vegetarian Big Mac. Yep. Historian says Hulamal will probably be going later on. Um, oh, the state fair. I see what you guys are talking about. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Going to the fair is so icky if it's still like really stinking hot out there. Okay, Kristen, you were saying your heart rate was 165 when I was sitting down and doing nothing. Then I had two mental breakdowns and a panic attack. You need to take that iPhone off. I've told you before that I would go crazy if I knew what my heart rate was at all times, and I would hyper focus on it. Then, funny enough, a week or two after I told you that, I heard a whole story on one of the NPR shows, like about how what's the word? It was very distracting to people. Their iPhones monitoring them at all times, and people would get distracted by their phone and say, "Oh, my heart rate." And if they already had a medical condition that was like high blood pressure, a heart thing, the stress of knowing that their heart rate was going up or their blood pressure was going up or whatever it was would escalate their symptoms. It actually would reinforce like the negative health, symptom and make it worse because they had an Apple Watch on that was constantly telling them all this stuff. It was like too much information, you know what I mean? I'm sure it can save a life in the right circumstance, you know what I mean? But I'm worried about you, Kristen, with that Apple Watch. I just think it's going to make you obsessive. You felt so I know, I didn't know you without your wrench, Woody. The phone thing sounds like 1984. I know, the phone I mean, you're talking about, like, the Apple f wait, the phone thing? Or well yeah, or the watch. Yeah, 1984. Oh, yes, I'm totally yeah, this is perfect time to do 1984. I am still awake, I'm feeling good, and I have a little more I made, passion fruit, frozen passion fruit, put the, passion fruit ice cubes in here, and they've melted down with my yerba. It's really good. Alright, guys, let's do it. And after that stuff happened, I did something stupid. Kristen, I want you to sit like the Buddha and just, like, meditate for one day. Just don't do anything you don't do anything. Stay safe, stay chill. Don't you don't need to interact with your neighbors and all kinds of stuff every single day. There was a bunny festival in your area yesterday. Bunz? You're kidding me. Didn't get a chance to go, but next year I'm so oh my gosh, I've never heard of a bunny festival. That's amazing. I'm gonna totally see what that's about. Thanks for telling me about that, Crystal. My gosh, that's right up my alley. That's right up all their alleys. Gonna get like a giant baby carriage for 9 tuplets, and I would wheel them up to one of those. Have you tried breathing exercises? Ooh, yeah, that would be really good stuff. Just sit, meditate, deep breathing, sit and watch some mindless movies all day. Just give yourself a day to chill, which having said that, I could use a day like that myself. Yes. Um, but in other news, I love you guys, but I do need to find my book. Hmm. See if I can find 1984 without too much trouble here. Oops. All right, let's see here. Okay. Oh, I know where we are. Okay, here we go. But guys, this is, I think, the rest of chapter 9, the second part of chapter 9 of from part 2, chapter 9 of 1984. But none of these projects ever comes anywhere near realization, and none of the 3 superstates ever gains a significant lead on the others. What is more remarkable is that all 3 powers already possess, in the atomic bomb, a weapon far more powerful than any that their present researches are likely to discover. Although the party, according to its habit, claims the invention for itself, atomic bombs first appeared as early as the 1940s and were first used on a large scale about 10 years later. At that time, some hundreds of bombs were dropped on industrial centers, chiefly in European Russia, Western Europe, and North America. The effect was to convince the ruling groups of all countries that atomic bombs would mean the end of organized society and hence of their own power. Therefore, although no formal agreement was ever made or hinted at, no more bombs were dropped. All three powers merely continued to produce atomic bombs, store them up against the decisive opportunity which they all believe will come sooner or later. And meanwhile, the art of war has remained almost stationary for 30 or 40 years. Helicopters are more used than they were formerly. Bombing planes have been largely suspended by self propelled projectiles. Oh, wait, I think I already read this. Okay. Okay, I already read that. Let's go. Sorry, guys. Let's go to the next one. I think it must have been the next paragraph. None of the three superstates ever attempt any maneuver which involves the risk of serious defeat. When any large operation is undertaken, it is usually a surprise attack against an ally. A strategy that all three powers are following or pretend to themselves that they are following is the same. The plan is by a combination of fighting, bargaining, and well timed strokes of treachery to acquire a ring of bases completely encircling one or other of the rival states, and then to sign a pact of friendship with that rival and remain on peaceful terms for so many years as to lull suspicion to sleep. During this time, rockets loaded with atomic bombs can be assembled at all the strategic spots. Finally, they will all be fired simultaneously with effects so devastating as to make retaliation impossible. It will then be time to sign a pact of friendship with the remaining world power in preparation for another attack. This scheme, it is hardly necessary to say, is a mere daydream, impossible of realization. Moreover, no fighting ever occurs except in the disputed areas, round the equator and the pole. No invasion of enemy territory is ever undertaken. This explains the fact that in some places the frontiers between the superstates are arbitrary. Eurasia, for example, could easily conquer the British Isles, which are geographically part of Europe, or, on the other hand, it would be possible for Oceania to push its frontiers to the Rhine or even to the Vistula. But this would violate the principle followed on all sides, though never formulated, of cultural integrity. If Oceania were to conquer the areas that used once to be known as France and Germany, it would be necessary either to exterminate the inhabitants, a task of great physical difficulty, or to assimilate a population of about 100 million people who, so far as technical development goes, are roughly on the oceanic level. The problem is the same for all three superstates. It is absolutely necessary to their structure that there should be no contact with foreigners except to a limited extent with war prisoners and colored slaves. Oh boy. Even the official ally of the moment is always regarded with the darkest suspicion. War prisoners apart, the average citizen of Oceania never sets eyes on a citizen of either Eurasia or East Asia, and he is forbidden the knowledge of foreign languages. If he were allowed contact with foreigners, he would discover that they are creatures similar to himself, and that most of what he has been told about them is lies. The sealed world in which he lives would be broken, And the fear, hatred, and self righteousness on which his morale depends might evaporate. It is therefore realized on all sides that, however often Persia or Egypt or Java or Ceylon may change hands, the main frontiers must never be crossed by anything except bombs. Under this lies a fact never mentioned aloud, but tacitly understood and acted upon, namely, that the conditions of life in all three superstates are very much the same. In Oceania, the prevailing philosophy is called Ingsoc. In Eurasia, it is called Neo-Bolshevism. And in East Asia, it is called by a Chinese name, usually translated as death worship, perhaps better rendered as obliteration of the self. The citizen of Oceania is not allowed to know anything of the tenets of the other two philosophies, but he is taught to execrate them as barbarous outrages upon morality and common sense. Actually, the three philosophies are barely distinguishable, and the social systems which they support are not distinguishable at all. Everywhere there's the same pyramidal structure, same worship of semi-divine leader, the same economy existing by and for continuous warfare. It follows that the three superstates not only cannot conquer one another, but would gain no advantage by doing so. On the contrary, so long as they remain in conflict, they prop one another up like three sheaves of corn. And as usual, the ruling groups of all three powers are simultaneously aware, unaware of what they are doing. Their lives are dedicated to world conquest. But they also know that it is necessary that the war should continue everlastingly and without victory. Meanwhile, the fact that there is no danger of conquest makes possible the denial of reality, which is the special feature of Ingsoc and its rival systems of thought. Here it is necessary to repeat what has been said earlier, that by becoming continuous war, um, wait, here it is necessary to repeat what has been said earlier, that by becoming continuous war has fundamentally changed its character. Oh, they needed another, I would say they needed another comma in there. That by becoming continuous, comma, war, this is a free download of the book, maybe that's why. By becoming continuous, comma, war has fundamentally changed its character. Past stages, a war, almost by definition, was something that sooner or later came to an end, usually in unmistakable victory or defeat. In the past, also, war was one of the main instruments by which human societies were kept in touch with physical reality. All rulers in all ages, um, have tried to impose a false view of the world upon their followers, but they could not afford to encourage any illusion that ended that tended to impair military efficiency. So long as defeat meant the loss of independence or some other result generally held to be undesirable, the precautions against defeat had to be serious. Physical fact could not be ignored. In philosophy or religion, or ethics or politics, two and two might make five. But when one was designing a gun or an aeroplane, they had to make four. Inefficient nations were always conquered sooner or later, and the struggle for efficiency was inimical. Inimical, I don't even know what that means, was inimical to illusion. Moreover, to be efficient, it was necessary to be able to learn from the past, which meant having a fairly accurate idea of what had happened in the past. Newspapers and history books were, of course, always colored and biased, but falsification of the kind that is practiced today would have been impossible. War was a sure safeguard of sanity. So far as the ruling classes were concerned, it was probably the most important of all safeguards. While wars could be won or lost, no ruling class could be completely irresponsible. But when war becomes literally continuous, it also ceases to be dangerous. When war is continuous, there is no such thing as military necessity. Technical progress can cease, and the most palpable facts can be denied or disregarded. As we have seen, researches that could be called scientific still carried out for the purposes of war, but they are essentially a kind of daydreaming, and their failure to show results is not important. Efficiency, even military efficiency, is no longer needed. Nothing is efficient in Oceania except the thought police. Since each of the three superstates is unconquerable, each is in effect a separate universe within which almost any perversion of thought can be safely practiced. Reality only exerts its pressure through the needs of everyday life, the need to eat and drink, to get shelter and clothing, to avoid swallowing poison or stepping out of top story windows and the like. Between life and death, and between physical pleasure and physical pain, there is still a distinction. That is all. Cut off from contact with the outer world and with the past, citizen of Oceania is like a man in interstellar space who has no way of knowing which direction is up and which is down. The Teeny, what did you do to your father? Fight with everyone again. Look at this girl. Look at her. She's all ready. Whoa, teeny. The rulers of such a state are absolute, as the pharaohs or the Caesars could not be. They are obliged to prevent their followers from starving to death in numbers large enough to be inconvenient, obliged to remain at the same low level of military technique as their rivals. But once that minimum is achieved, they can twist reality into whatever shape they choose. The war, therefore, if we judge it by the standards of previous wars, is merely an imposture. It is like the battles between certain ruminant animals whose horns are set at such an angle that they are incapable of hurting one another. But though it is unreal, it is not meaningless. It eats up the surplus of consumable goods, and it helps to preserve the special mental atmosphere that a hierarchical, hierarchical, hierarchical society needs. Kickle, kickle, kickle. War, it will be seen, is now a purely internal affair. In the past, the ruling groups of community, or the ruling groups, excuse me, past the ruling groups of all countries, although they might recognize their common interest and therefore limit the destructiveness of war, did fight against one another, and the victor always plundered the vanquished. In our own day, they are not fighting against one another at all. The war is waged by each ruling group against its own subjects, and the object of the war is not to make or prevent conquests of territory, but to keep the structure of society intact. The very word war, therefore, has become misleading. It would probably be accurate to say that by becoming continuous, war has ceased to exist. The peculiar pressure that it exerted on human beings between the Neolithic age and the early 20th century has disappeared and been replaced by something quite different. The effect would be much the same if the three superstates, instead of fighting one another, should agree to live in perpetual peace, each inviolate within its own boundaries. For in that case, each would still be a self contained universe, freed forever from the sobering influence of external danger. A peace that was truly permanent would be the same as a permanent war. This, although the vast majority of party members understand it only in a shallower sense, is the inner meaning of the party slogan, "War is peace." Winston stopped reading for a moment. Somewhere in remote distance, a rocket bomb thundered. The blissful feeling of being alone with the forbidden book in a room with no telescreen had not worn off. Solitude and safety were physical sensations mixed up somehow with the tiredness of his body, the softness of the chair, touch of the faint breeze from the window that played upon his cheek. The book fascinated him, or more exactly, it reassured him. In a sense, it told him nothing that was new, but that was part of the attraction. It said what he would have said if it had been possible for him to set his scattered thoughts in order. It was the product of a mind similar to his own, but enormously more powerful, more systematic, less fear ridden. The best books, he perceived, are those that tell you what you know already. He had just turned back to chapter 1 when he heard Julia's footstep on the stair and started out of his chair to meet her. She dumped her brown tool bag on the floor and flung herself into his arms. It was more than a week since they had seen one another. "I've got the book," he said as they disentangled themselves. "Oh, you got it good," she said without much interest, and almost immediately knelt down beside the oil stove to make the coffee. They did not return to the subject until they had been in bed for half an hour. The evening was just cool enough to make it worthwhile to pull up the counterpane. From below came the familiar sound of singing and the scrape of boots on the flagstones. Brawny, red-armed woman whom Winston had seen there on his first visit was almost a fixture in the yard. There seemed to be no hour of daylight when she was not marching to and fro between the washtub and the line, alternately gagging herself with clothes pegs and breaking forth into lusty song. Julia had settled down on her side and seemed to be already on the point of falling asleep. She reached out for the book, which was lying on the floor, and sat up against the bedhead. "We must read it," he said. "You two, all members of the Brotherhood, have to read it." "You read it," she said with her eyes shut. "Read it aloud. That's the best way. Then you can explain it to me as you go." Bach's hand said 6, meaning 18. They had 3 or 4 hours ahead of them. He propped the book against his knees and began reading. Chapter 1, Ignorance is Strength. Whoops. Wait a minute. Guys, let's see, it's 9:06. It's not that late, but what do we think? How are we doing with the how we doing in the chat, guys? Let's see. ¿Cómo va tu día hoy, Lilian? Oh, mi amiga bonita, Lilian. ¿Cómo estás, Lilian? Hola, hola. Yeah, we got some good people here tonight. Very happy about that. Mm. But yeah, AJ Punk, what do you think? Are you enjoying the book? How are people enjoying 1984? It's very interesting social commentary. It's like, hmm, very interesting. But guys, I do think I am going to wrap it up. I'm a little tired. Donkey is going to hide under the hay. He's actually out. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna sneak over there. Um, he's hiding though. But yeah, guys, I'm enjoying this book, and we will continue. We will go back to that same place. I will try not to repeat a paragraph tomorrow night. I had to review when it's a good book, though. Sure, I'm gonna stick with that. Aw, it's Donkey and Donkey. We're sharing the kale. Ooh, me. You're sharing your kale, dong. She's a good boy. Yeah, such a good boy. Thank you. Prestorian, you're not really listening to the story playing on your Switch? Okay. Do you not like 1984? Um, are you not into the book? Sister Stephanie told me something. Oh yeah? I miss her. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen her in so long, Kristen. Was she at church today? I'm assuming, well, she either texted you or she was at church. Man, I miss her. Well, the real donkey, can you tell me what she said, or is it in confidence? Because now I'm gonna wonder. Um, you're Crystal, you're listening. Thank you. Keeks Majikster K Dog, you should read The Child Called It by Dave Pelzer. Okay, I will look into that. Not really, not my bag. 1984 was 41 years ago. Yeah, it was, but it's so fortuitous. Prestorian, so many of the themes that are in 1984 are occurring in our world today. Some of the things in the US, some, I mean, look at North Korea. There's a lot of stuff. Um, I mean, one of the things, yeah, that I was listening to in this church service today were some people who had been in China, and it's there's some the government there is quite controlling. Let's just say that. Um, Not really good with audiobooks anyway. Okay, all right. She said she might go to church on Sunday, like this coming Sunday. Okay, all right. Um, yeah, I know that uh, they have a lot going on. Like she and her husband. So a lot of family stuff going on there. Plus, she's got her broken ankle. So yeah, Sister Stephanie, bless her heart. I really feel sorry for her. I wish that all of her troubles with the ankle thing hadn't happened, because they already have a lot on their plate, a lot of pots on the stove, as they say, you know, to keep track of. And yeah, They're really good people though, and, I'm so glad that I know them. She said she might go to church. Oh, I already read that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I think I'm getting tired. But you guys, we have 11 people still this time of night. This is wonderful. And I wish I had more energy to enjoy all 11 people, now 10. But yeah, I'm going to pop up some music and think we're going to quit while we're ahead. Tomorrow being Monday, I do have some stuff. It's going to take a lot of energy tomorrow, but maybe I can just chill for part of the afternoon. I'm gonna try and then be fresh for you guys. And then Tuesday, oh, I think I might even have a little more time on Tuesday to prepare. But oh, you guys, but yeah, I've got these giant Woody Woodland Loop treats coming in the mail from Small Pet Select. I'm all excited. Um, the giant Bunz producer was trying to get me to like order the bunnies some toys, but like the Small Pet Select toys are just like little bits and pieces of twine and stuff that they're going to eat that in 2 seconds. Like, I want wooden toys that they can slowly destroy. It's just not worth it. And plus, I can wind hay together into different shapes, which they do like that. They do like that. In fact, I should braid some hay and do some stuff with that. But they are getting 3 giant 40-pound boxes of different hays in the mail. And I found a 15% off coupon. I saved 50 $8? I don't know. I saved a lot of money, so I'm very happy. And yeah, good night, Mr. Wee's Banana. Doobie doo doo. Good night, Hugh Mod, my main man moderators, I like to call you. Good night, Chris and Cheyenne Star. Triple R Ranch Dressing Smoothie, K Dog, aka the Mustard Queen. I didn't even call you that yet. That's how tired I am. Mr. Woody Woodland Loops. Bring Monkey to the mega church. Oh my gosh, I wanna sick him on the mega pastor and, the mega pastor that's after the mega money. Oh my gosh, did I just say that? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Well, we're gonna send the mega bun to the mega church. Yeah, send a mega message. Um, Good night to Mr. Prestorian. Even though you're not really into enjoying 1984, I'm glad that you're here. You know what? The more the merrier. You can just have it like on low in the background, and then once I stop reading it, maybe you'll kind of hear that, and you tonight. You just came back to the chat. Um, Believe me, I don't enjoy all books myself, Prestorian. No harm, no foul. Maybe you can give me some input. If I decide to do a new book after this one, maybe I can get your input. You can give me some suggestions of your favorite books, or a book that you are interested in but haven't read yet. That might even be better. Um, Much love to Crystal with a K. Much love to AJ Punk. Um, Much love, Mr. Woody Woodland Loops. You the man. We know ya. We love ya. Um, Much love to Lillian. Am I saying the same people over and over again? And her Bubby, Mr. Bubs. Yes, let me see if there was anyone else here. Oh, what about Colby Cheese, aka what is he, Kingpin Donkey? Oh yeah, Kingpin Donkey. All these messages that got deleted. Oh man. I hate that. Oh, and why you accidentally like got Woody Woodland Lou. Not only did I hide him, he became unmodded. That's insane. That is insane. But guys, yeah, what happened to the Colby V? I'm like scrolling up, but where did he go? He was like, oh, I think it was just he was in here earlier. So I just can't scroll up enough. But guys, I'm gonna go turn on some music. Thank you for being here, everyone. Makes me really happy. I was kind of having a I don't know. I just had kind of an unfortunate day, and I just got to get over it because it really wasn't that big of a deal. So- But yeah, I'm gonna and Mr. Woody Woodland Loops, I am gonna try to focus on my sleep tonight. How about that? That's a good start to my week. But um, leave my phone camera on these guys. We got new. Oh, sorry. Oh, Jabba didn't like the sound of the crunching of the litter box. Sorry, Jabba. But yeah, everyone has new, fresh litter in their litter boxes, and I scrubbed the litter boxes out last night. So we're all clean and fresh. Right, Jabba? Guys, I will be right.
Out in the yard when the moon is high. Ooh, yeah. There's a deer named Funky Bones. Don't be shy. He tiptoes softly, looking for a treat. Captain Kira's got apples good enough to eat. Ooh, yeah. Funky Bones with his groove, moving to the beat. Kira's got the apples, they're so sweet. Coming close, just a nibble. Don't be afraid. Look at them dance. It's a backyard rave. Funky Bones, Funky Bones. Don't you hide. Kira's got the apples open wide. Funky Bones, Funky Bones. It's a funky party, just you and me. Hey! Hey, hey. Under the stars, they share a little bite. Ooh, yeah. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, ooh, yeah. Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share. Hey. Funky Bones, don't you bones, don't you hide. Ooh, yeah. Kira's got the apples open wide. Coming close, just a nibble, don't be afraid. No afraid. Look at them dogs, Funky Bones, don't you hide. Ooh, yeah. Kira's got the apples. Funky Bones, Funky Bones. Ooh, yeah. It's a funky party, just you and me. Hey, hey. Under the stars, they share a little bite. Kira and Funky Bones feeling right with every step. The friendship grows. Funky connection. Everybody knows now every night when the moon is high. Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. Funky kind of magic only they can share. Funky Bones, Funky Bones, don't you hide. Kira's got the apples open wide. Share a moment in the cool night air. Funky kind of magic only they can share.
Little gray luncheon in the hay, chewing, skipping, never stays. Backyard wild, gotta play, jumping, running every day. Grass is green under the sky, little gray lets it all fly. Muddy paws, you don't care why, wings of earth, the air so high. Freedom in his furry flight, sun and moon is only guide. No more walls, no cage inside, little gray so wild inside. Boss and grind, he's on the move, no one's rules, he's got his groove. Nature's beating feels the soothe, little gray always to prove. Under stars, under dreams, world ain't small, so it seems. Little gray's got big schemes, life rolls on in flowing streams. Hay for breakfast, sun for noon, stars and moonlight come so soon. Little gray under night's tune, backyard life's a wild cartoon.